And good afternoon, everybody. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. Finally Friday. Oh my gosh. Logan Nielsen, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right, buddy. How are you?
I'm very, very good. It is 4 hours until Minnesota is officially locked down. The announcement was on.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, okay. The announcement was it yesterday? I don't know. This is one thing I got to tell you. I don't know about anybody else. It's only been a very short time. Like today is March 27th.
Mm-hmm.
You and I did a show together on March 13th.
I know.
It seems like it was forever ago.
I was just talking about that with my mom of how the last week felt like 3 weeks. It was wild.
Oh, lockdown is at midnight, my brother says.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
because
I didn't realize too how close that show was that we just did. It feels like months ago.
It does. And I don't know about you, but I think part of it is because I've been sitting around doing nothing for so long.
Yes.
Hi,
Terry.
It's oh my gosh, it's crazy. Now I got to tell people the 5 that are on, and who knows, my sister might pop up and start heckling me again.
God willing.
My gosh, my sister Laura. That's my brother Steve Russell that you saw up there earlier.
I figured it was a relative last name Russell.
Thanks. You mean I know you're a smart guy, but sometimes they have to explain things.
Well, I know the other people you have on. I understand.
Yeah, exactly. Although I have not had David Harris on yet. Anyway,
I'm waiting for that one.
Lots of explaining to be done.
I'm going to be very active in that one. I'm going to be a very active commenter on the David Harris live
stream. He was hammering us on last Friday, that's for sure.
Anyway,
but I just want to tell people that, like, I my sister comes on and messes with me, and that's because I'm the oldest, she's the youngest, she's a little what's the word I'm thinking of? Hi, Connie.
Hi, Connie.
She's a golden child, and I am not. But my sister actually does. She was sick, and I was giving her crap about it, but she actually was sick, and she does, like, right now, it's pretty important work. She is the director of UCAN, which is the Urbandale Community Action Network down in Urbandale, Iowa. Yeah, and she just posted some stuff. She's working with some of the bigger companies down there. Cisco Food Service was one that I recall from her post. Helping get food for people down there. They passed the bill today for free stuff. They call it a stimulus. It's not a stimulus. It's to try to get people so they don't lose their houses and can pay for stuff.
Right.
But there's going to be an amount of time before anybody gets any of that.
Yeah.
And so, if you are in a position where you can help some of these smaller places, some of these smaller community action networks, some of these smaller food shelves. In fact, Mark Clampy from Goonies, I talked with him last week on Thursday or Friday, and he actually has a day job as well, other than just Goonies. He's one of the, I can't remember his title, but he works at Channel 1 in Rochester.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, one of the things he told me is they are just busy as hell. And I said, is there anything that I can do to help you out? And he said, well, send money, because they're in a spot now where they've got to buy food. They're competing with all of us that are out buying everything up off the shelves like mad people. And so anyway, if you want to do that, if you want to help my sister, it's UCAN, Urbandale Community Action Network. If you want to help Mark Clampy, the owner of Goonies, it's Channel 1 Food Bank in Rochester, Minnesota. Look up their stuff. I'll see if I can put it up in the comments or something after this is all done, depending on where you are. By the way, today we are on 4 different platforms. We're on my personal page. We're on my fan page for comedy, which is chock full of nobody. We're on my YouTube page. We're on Twitter Periscope, and we are on Twitch. And I got to tell you, it's interesting. Yesterday, when I was on with Day Peace, we had a couple of comments from Twitch. Twitch is for gamers.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not a gamer, at least by their terms. But they've also got a channel that has podcasts and talk shows. So
they kind of stream. It used to be strictly video games, but now they're starting. You can just kind of stream anything. And I just did on Tuesday. I did a virtual open mic. Friends in Chicago were running, and it was all through Twitch.
How was it?
It was fun. I shaved my beard off for a bit. But
yeah, you actually shaved it on
I did
live?
On camera. I was reading. I had a fireplace backdrop, and then was reading inspirational quotes peppered in with Yakov Smirnoff jokes, and then just started shaving my chock full of nuts.
way better than chock full of nuts, right? Because nobody likes nuts in their coffee. Good to see you, Michael Thorne. I'd love to have you on. I don't know if you're out driving.
There he goes booking other people while I'm on again.
No, well, it's because you're here and you're a fixture. People love you. People love you.
Because I've done it twice. I'm a fixture now.
Well, I've done it 6 times. So what are you saying?
That's true. That's true.
No, I think I think this is the 10th one. I'm gonna have to go back and look. 10. I will say this. I love doing this. It's fun, and I will be sad when it's over. But
the quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it'll be bittersweet. I'll say to myself, you had a good run. You didn't achieve it. If I became famous enough doing this, or I didn't have to go back to my day job, I would.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Fame and $5 will get me a 6-inch sub.
Right. Exactly. So
I'd rather go back and get paid. Anyway. If any of my crew from Market Source Duncan are out there watching, love you guys, and I can't wait till we get to go back and do that again.
Right.
But so how many guys did they have on the Chicago virtual open mic?
I think it was like 13 of us or something.
Okay.
This wasn't huge, and then the hosts too. But yeah, it was my old group, the old open mic I used to run in Chicago. Wipe it down after every rider. Oh,
yeah,
are you doing Uber? Is that what you're doing?
Michael does Uber and Lyft, and two awesome daughters, and they're both homes. And
they're also doing Uber.
Yeah, they're they're not quite driving age, but they're getting close. Man.
Michael, does anytime anyone coughs in the car, do you just pull over? You go, get out. Like, it's like I would have a hard time wanting to be in that with somebody.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be tough. But yeah, if you got to wipe down after every rider, that's gotta mean, boy, that's cutting into your time and your pay too, isn't it?
I'm sure anyway, right now too, there's probably not a ton of rides out there, or I don't know, maybe more because they don't take public. Maybe.
Yeah. See, if you can't hop on the bus, although I think the buses are still running.
Yeah. One of my friends in Chicago, his company is actually paying for employees to take lifts and stuff, so they don't have to take public since they're still going. I think he's working from home now, but for a bit it was they were getting extra money to pay for all their transit just so they wouldn't have to be in trains and stuff.
Gotcha. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you know anybody that has has the virus or is
not yet
suspected. My youngest son, who I was talking about yesterday, because he was he's a good kid, but he got sent home from work because he had a fever.
Oh, okay.
Less rides, but longer. Well, that's good.
That makes sense. Right? Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Sent home with a fever, and of course he didn't have a thermometer. Mm-hmm. So I've got a thermometer, but I just have one, and I kind of want to have it for myself. So I went out hunting yesterday. After I got done with day, I had thermometer hunting. It was almost like a scavenger hunt. Mm-hmm. I went to Walgreens, I went to CVS, I went to Target, I went to Walmart. Then I finally ended up finding the very last thermometer they had at the Cub Foods pharmacy. And it's like, there's the main things that you can't get. You can't get a thermometer, you can't get toilet paper, and you can't get hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
because everybody's stockpiling on that shit. And I don't know why you need more than one thermometer.
Yeah.
But apparently you do. So anyway, but
is he doing all right?
Well, I don't know. Like, I get worried, right? So I don't know if he's okay, right? So I text him and I say, how you doing? Tell me what your temperature is. Feeling exhausted. I got a headache. Why, that doesn't sound good to me. I tell him, you need to get rest. You need to stop playing video games all night. That isn't going to help you. Go to sleep. And then he doesn't respond. And I don't know if he's mad at me or if he just, and then I'm like,
he's in a really great
matchup
overnight.
Yeah. And I'm like, here, I mean, there was just on CNN, and I hate to have this all be virus talk because I want it to be fun, right?
Yeah.
But it's sort of.
That's why I have the Penguins.
I know the Penguins are awesome.
They
look happy.
They do.
Look at him. What a sweet boy. Anyway, yeah. So I just, she does, Michael? Oh gosh, is she home? It's a scary thing. I just saw a report this morning on CNN about somebody that was 31 years old in Missouri that died from COVID and had zero outlying circumstances. So, I'm nervous because my son uses the vape. Oh my God. Yeah, that's scary stuff.
Oh man.
I'm glad she's coming through it, Michael. Right. But yeah.
On there. Now I'm switching to horses. I'm switching gears. We got sad for a second there. So now I've got horses and fields.
Yeah. Your horses are nice. I just want people to know that my background today is the lagoon from Gilligan's Island.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite lagoons.
And if you look close enough, you can see a Mr. Howell's hut up there.
Yeah, they're up there. They're up there riding around.
I wish I had a live penguin exhibit in my house, Connie. That would rule. Except for it would smell like fish and penguin poop.
I'll tell you what. One of the funniest jokes you'll ever hear, and it's John Conroy is a funny comedian. He spent a lot of time up here.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, spent a lot of time up here in Minneapolis, and now is working out of
DC now, isn't he?
New York / DC.
Okay.
One of the funniest stories you'll ever hear is on his album, and it's about a penguin. Oh gosh. Yeah, it does. It doesn't take long if you're young, right? But about a kid trying to smuggle a penguin out of the zoo.
Oh, I think I remember him telling that one. I don't remember off the top of my head, but
it's so funny. It's so funny. If I can find it, I'll link it up on here at the end as well. Anyway, so having said that, what else? Now you're in a different spot than you were the last time we were on.
Yeah, just a different room.
Oh, a different room.
Yeah, same house.
See, I'm always in the same room. That's why I have to have backgrounds.
Right. Yeah. I just moved to a different spot, and this was the kind of like setup I did for the virtual open mic, and I kind of liked it. And now as I set up here, I'd like too. It's got the little green in the back. This looks like an actual
studio
YouTuber, studio thing.
Yeah, you look like you can be making some money.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
this video is a little more dynamic. This one's going all over the place.
It's making me ill.
Sorry, do you want me to change it?
No, you can do what you want to do. You do what you want to do.
Okay, because I have another video ready to go. If you'd like.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, look. All I'm saying is, you do you, man. You're the guest.
This is an ad first.
If you make me sick, I'll, but you're the guest.
I mean, I think this next one's gonna make you feel better once this ad's over. This is a dog treat ad, Greenies ad.
Greenies.
But if the horses were too much, instead I have the aerobics world championship.
That's one of the all-time great videos.
Yeah, and don't worry, this is a 10-hour loop of it. So
oh my God, awesome! You let it go, baby.
We won't run out of aerobics. So.
If you're watching and you haven't had enough exercise, go ahead and hop in with these guys.
That was kind of my plan. I had some soothing backdrops. So the horse one make you feel like you're outside stuff, but also if you got to get up and do something, go ahead.
I had plenty. Plenty of moves here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if you happen to see this. I had come up with 20 things that I wanted to do because the state of Minnesota is closing us down.
Yes.
I mean, we're closed tight, right? So I came up with 20 things that I thought would be fun to do, that I'd like to accomplish during my state.
No. I pulled my phone over. I got so excited with the jazzercising.
Hey, you know what? You make a lot of money as a whatever you do. Get a goddamn tripod. Be a pro.
All right.
Be a pro. By the way, just for Heidi.
Didn't you think though this was on a tripod though? This looks pretty good.
I did. It does. It looks very good. It looks awesome.
It's set up perfect. It's on my laptop, and I
couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
There's some stuff I want to order, but Amazon deliveries are taking like a month now. So sorry if we do this again next week. I may not have the the phone tripod yet.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up. Because I ordered something from Amazon at the beginning of the week.
And
it only took, I mean, it depends on what you're buying,
That's
suppose.
True. This depends on what it is. Well, that's why I'm wondering if like goofier stuff like that is less essential to get delivered than.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like one of the things on my list of 20 things to do.
Yes.
During the second best use of spandex. You got it, brother. What's the first? I don't know. There's a delay, by the way. Oh God, it is kind of. It's like it's. Thought he was holding the phone with his feet. Well, Andy Fisher, that's because you're
stupid. You can say it. Andy Fisher's stupid.
Thank you. You're the guest. That way I don't insult somebody.
And I only mean, if anyone else watching, I'm only really mean to the people I know and genuinely like. So
yeah,
Andy being the exception. I don't like him.
I know.
I tolerate him.
He's terrible. Anyway, 20 things. One of the 20 things that I was going to do, during this, it's 2 weeks. It's till we're locked down till April 10th.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I was going to do, 80s hairbands. Yes, you are correct. That's much better spandex use. Much better. One of the things on my list of 20 things was to burn all of my skin tags off. I'm trying to figure out if anybody would like to watch that live. And if so, I'm going to put Venmo on that one. I am going to ask for a tip on that one.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think anyone wants to watch it, but I think people would.
It's just like Dr. Pimple Popper.
Exactly. I mean, there are people who like that. I've never been. Are you one of those people? Do you like watching zit popping videos?
Not at all.
I'm not that kind of person. It upsets me when I meet people that are. You're gross.
Well, but isn't she like a nurse?
She is a nurse. So you think you want to break from work? Oh no, that's the best part. That's disgusting. Sorry. After I'm done live streaming, I'm gonna be breaking up with her.
I was gonna. A moment ago, I was gonna ask you to have her come on camera and say hello, but now I don't want her. I don't need it. No, I'm not. No, dude. So how does somebody burn off skin tags? All right.
You get a fork and you heat it up.
No. See, it's exactly the opposite. You don't do it with heat.
You freeze them off. They do those little freeze things.
So the first time that I did it, and I'll be honest with you guys, nobody's ever going to see me with my shirt off. A, because I'm fat. B, because I got it's like a skin tag farm under my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it is.
C, because of the lewd tattoo he has on his stomach.
It's not lewd. It's just it's not lewd. Anyway, point being, so the first time I did it, I got a Dr. Scholl's wart burning kit, and worked excellent. Had a little spray thing, it's the same kind of business, and you got a little applicator, and you put them right on here. It's after lunch, Andy. It's after lunch. You can just shove it. Just because I didn't talk about this with you, and
what even is lunchtime anymore, Andy?
Yeah,
time doesn't matter anymore.
No, I don't know what time it is.
I don't know what day it is.
But you take it.
When are we?
You spray it, you get it good and cold, and then you put it on there, and you hear it sizzle because you're freezing. You're giving your skin tags frostbite, and it worked excellently. And so basically, you freeze them, and then they swell up, and they're a little bit sore, but it's really not that bad. And then eventually they just fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to do it again a while back, and Dr. Scholl's has changed the configuration of their wart burning device.
Okay.
It doesn't work nearly as well. You know,
What's
there you go. It's different. It doesn't work the same. You don't have as much control over it. So
is it vibrating or like what is it?
No. It's just all I can tell you is it's different. It doesn't work.
Right. Okay.
So
or what I did, skin tags have gotten stronger.
Well, they might have.
They've become immune.
They've lived through it once.
Yeah. See, they've come back strong. It's like the Hydra.
So now what I did was I ordered a 10-ounce can of freeze spray that'll get down to minus 65, and then I spray the tip of a where did I put them? I don't. They're not within reach.
It's funny because with the backdrop, it looked like you just looked into nature for the can of freeze spray.
It's gone.
You're like, oh, where is it? No, it's not in this lagoon. Okay.
No, it's not under the. It's there, Gilligan. So
man, I have it now that you say that. God, you are the skipper.
Dude. I got a hat somewhere I was wearing before. See, blue shirt, little buddy.
I love it.
Anyway, but that's and they do come up, and now I got 2 weeks. It's like I can burn the shit out of my arms, and I don't care if it hurts. I don't have to wear a shirt, other than if I'm doing this. I don't want anybody to have to. And then, but I would.
Shirtless.
I would do it live if somebody was, willing to Venmo me some.
I mean, you could do it. You're going to get a whole different fan base.
Oh, I know.
But you could do it. You get an
it's good.
You get an OnlyFans site. You could get.
It's going to make this look like garbage. No phone, no pets, no free spray.
Okay, so
Andy will watch me for $20. And of course, that's Andy. One of the other,
it's that he needs that gratification.
So
that was one of the 20. The first one of 20. I'm worried how grosser they're going to get if that's what you led off with.
Honestly, and the reason I came up with this is because this is the first thing I thought of. I'm like, I got plenty of time. I can do this. He's not going to watch. He's just going to pay me to do it. Nice. You're the man, Andy.
Hey, you're making money already.
Second thing. Yeah. See how long I can go to sleep without waking up. Seems like that's
called dying.
No, not really. I mean, like, I don't know how long I can sleep. I've slept for. I don't know how long it's been since I've slept more than 8 hours. To be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could sleep 14 hours.
If you're already getting 8 hours, you're doing quite well.
Yeah. So then the third one was see how long I can stay awake.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
The fourth one,
I can do a good 30 hours. I've done 30 hours before in traveling and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
could have gone longer probably, but
I've done pretty long, but I got a little loopy.
You get loopy, yeah. But I did it a couple years ago where I was in Chicago. I drove to do a gig in Michigan that night and then to drive back to Chicago because I had a 5 a.m. flight out of O'Hare to New York, and then went to New York and then was out all day until late that night when I got to stay with my buddy Josh.
Yeah.
And so that ended up being a full, it was 30 hours, and I could have gone even longer, but then we were home and I didn't have to. But I started getting that second wind at 30 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Or fifth wind or whatever it was.
Yeah. Fourth item. Invent a new board game based on socks.
Based on socks.
Yeah. And my sister Laura's husband, Mike, who was not nearly as heckly as my sister was, came up with a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
He said, you don't really even need a board. Just have everybody take off their sock, throw it into a basket, and then everybody has to pick one, sniff it, and try to figure out whose foot it came off of.
Well, it's not quite a board game, but
that is
a game.
It's there's danger involved.
Yeah.
It's so that might be something.
It's something for families to do during quarantine right now.
The fifth one, and I had, and it's a really great idea. I'm going to start, and I have plenty of time to do it. All the show merch I have left, I'm going to start wearing it, and then on stage I can call it game worn.
Oh, okay.
And sell it for more. You know, because that's what they do with the NFL.
That's true. Instead of lightly used.
Nice, yeah, board game. That's right. Yep, game worn.
The thing is, I'm actually creating in my head. I start working on the mechanics of a sock-based board game.
Yeah,
and I'm like, your character's a sock. You're trying to find your match, and as you draw cards, there's other socks to it, and you're trying to match socks together for combos or something. It's more of a card game. I play a lot of board games.
That's realistic.
See, I started making real mechanics to it.
I mean,
I'm deep in the game, John.
Dude, I got to be honest with you. You know, my grandkids, all these games. There's all sorts of new games, and they're all goofy. Look, don't watch that. They're all
every now and then it catches me, and I got to take a peek. Look at this guy.
He's hopping it. He's hopping it. Like the Yeti and my spaghetti. That's a game I play with my grandkids. I mean, think of that. One. It's because it's stupid.
Well, yeah.
It's like Jenga, except with these long chunks of plastic that are like spaghetti. Well, they're not really like spaghetti, but you have to pull one out, and then if the draw one from the community. I love it. Perfect. But that's the point. You know, you got nothing cooking. Let's see what else. I want to eat a whole bag of Sweet Martha's cookies.
Yeah.
And then I also will have to bake and eat a whole bag of Sweet Martha's cookies.
Mm-hmm.
They're very good unbaked.
These are all things you're live streaming too. You're going to live stream all of these.
Well, I'm not going to live stream them. I guess I could live stream.
You're gonna stay up for 36 hours straight, live streaming the whole time.
I think the limit on Facebook is 8.
Well,
but I can jam a lot of stuff in. In 8 hours, I can jam a lot of stuff in, man.
That's true.
I do want to become internet famous in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
I do. I get this plan, and I think it's a really good plan. I'm not quite there with it on the execution yet, but I do want to prank call Trump with my Fauci impersonation.
Yeah. Stream cut out. Did I lose you? Oh, I think I lost you.
Oh, well, we're back. What a fiasco.
Am I still in there? There we go.
There you are. Yeah, I lost the internet here.
I thought it was me for a second because every now and then loading in this part of the house, but
yep, no, it was not you. It was on my end. You were probably still on, and I was not.
Well, I left for a second. I thought it was mine, so I left it to relog back in. It put me back in. It just said live and just showed the blank screen. But
Gotcha.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so we're back. Hey, I brought that up. I didn't,
Oh. Cut out again there.
Last time about everybody can take over. Now it's a big party. Hi, Mikey. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well up there. We talked about the roast of John Russell, which happened in 2016, I think.
Yeah, it's been about then.
Seems right. And it was dreamed up by Andy Fisher. To be honest, I didn't want to do it. Because to me, if you have a roast, it's like you're on your last leg. It's like that's he's gonna die.
People don't realize that all the Dean Martin roasts a week after everyone who they roast would be summarily executed.
I know. I remember Sammy Davis Jr. was the only one that hung out after they roasted him.
Well, yeah, it's because he worshipped Satan.
That's right. He worshipped Satan, and he knew Frank Sinatra. Because Frank Sinatra never died either.
That's true.
But everybody else, deader than doorknobs. Hey, Luke, good to see you, friend.
Thank you, Luke.
It's interesting, and now that we're July 16th, 2016. Andy knows it's.
It said July 7th there, John.
Yeah, whatever. I just sure. Here's the thing.
Numbers are hard. I get it.
Andy Fisher came up with this brilliant idea and then didn't even show up because
I was like, I don't remember him being there.
He wasn't. He and his band, who's now defunct, were playing up at the Caboose or something, or so. Actually, a pretty nice.
They
venue.
used to play funk, but now they play defunct.
Yeah. But anyway, we had talked about it, and Foster Brooks. That's right, Foster Brooks died the day after. Well, he was a Deus member. You were going to host it, and we had to move it.
Foster Brooks, though, is when you watch those roasts, Foster Brooks is one of the funniest personas ever.
It's
that persona could have been so bad, but it's so funny.
It's such a character, and it's like, I can't remember, but I think as a kid, because when I was young, I used to watch those when they were actually on.
Yeah, I can only see them in Time Warner commercials.
There you go. But I remember there'd be some of them on there, and some of the people roasting were like, "Oh, I know who that is," but it's you having a hard time hearing you, Logan.
Speak up. Hear me?
Speak up, baby.
Says my mic's working.
Good to see you, Carl. But I always, as a kid, waited for Foster Brooks.
Yeah.
It's like, when's Foster Brooks going to be on there? Because a lot of the stuff when I was a kid watching it, I was like, I didn't get it. But I sure thought that drunk guy was funny.
Well, a lot
just
of
like my
uncle.
uncle.
Yeah, it's all referential or it's all their stuff. But then, when Foster Brooks, it's just a great bit. It's just a great character bit. And he could do other stuff with it. He did one where he was Dean Martin's scoutmaster or something, but he was still doing the drunk persona.
Yeah. Yep. And there are a lot of people back in ancient times that really had really good acts, and really they were one-trick ponies. Unfortunately, like Foster Brooks, he was in Blazing Saddles, but not as a drunk guy. He was Gabby Johnson.
Yeah,
but he I don't recall him ever being in anything else other than that.
And Foster Brooks, that's one. It's such a great old-timey comedian name.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes those like people who just like they have a name, and that maybe have been a stage name too, but like that's just a perfect Foster Brooks is like a perfect 60s era comedian name.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, we had this roast, and I'll pop it up here. And this was Logan's portion roasting me. I don't think your part is terribly vile.
It's not. Because I went up kind of late.
Yeah.
So they were over some of the more vile stuff, and they were over. Especially, they were done with weight jokes about you.
Yeah. Well, you can only do so many.
You can only do so many. And the thing was too, I know my segment on you wasn't great. I had like one half-baked joke, and then because also too, I had nothing mean to say about you. Especially I was so sad too because the Goonies was closing that location, and that place meant so much to me that I was having a hard time actually like being, I don't know, mean-spirited about it. Yeah. I was just so like. I was so in love with that place. I bought one of the chalkboards they had hanging downstairs, and
did you?
I still have it. It's not hung up. It's in the trailer right now because that's where a lot of my stuff is. But yeah, I bought the chalkboard. It says the "Be Nice or Leave." Management. That and just like took a bunch of pictures all over just because I love that place so much. But and I have no idea. I don't remember how well this went. I remember having a good time and having a good set, but I wrote most of the stuff right before I went up there.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and I'm going to pop it up right now, and we'll give it a play.
All right, folks, next up to the stage, he's here from Chicago, Illinois, but he was a regular on this stage back when he lived in Minnesota.
That's Chris.
Welcome, Logan Nielsen.
Oh.
That's how he was married and was smart, he would own a real doll. It's like one of those like really rare, it's like a mannequin. You have one. This is fucking weird, right? This is like, who said they were here for the first time ever? Was there someone back there who clapped said they were here for the first time ever? I'm fucking sorry. This is weird. It's so weird, and especially too, like with some of the comics I mentioned, we don't all know each other. So now there's like Comedy Central roasts make sense, where you're just like, oh, I'm sure Jeff Ross did Flip Flip really go back. I remember watching Dean Martin roast, and all those guys are like the most famous people in the world. They clearly all knew each other. They get drunk and fuck their way through Vegas. You know, like that was like this group clearly is gonna get drunk and get asked to leave a Perkins. You know.
I got a couple of good jokes.
But really, there's a lot of great people here. David Harris and Jeff. Make some noise for David Harris. The anime Jude Pro, that guy, it's like he went into silence and he was like, yeah, I'll take the if Seth Rogen was a Dragon Ball Z character.
Made myself giggle with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kill me syndromes. That's what I want. So one key was up in Bruce Sue. We're Sue. She's back there. Was I Mahler, the Billie Jean King of comedy? Google your 70s tenants, all right? After her was Jeff Larson, the mustachio, the great fellow, Jeff Foxworthy was Jeff. That was Jeff Larson. You're dying next to your wife, who's also your sister. You guys. We also had Sam Schultz up here, the #1 comedian in the world's tallest midget. Who gives a fuck? And #2, being the cross is like being the world's largest preemie.
I like that one. That was a joke I liked.
Phil was up here, the guy I wasn't afraid to make jokes about. He's a cool guy who can handle it. I mean, his bones are brittle, not his ego. Like, that's
awesome.
No one made a joke about Phil, so I wanted to.
Yeah.
No one wanted to touch him.
There's some great people coming up after me too, like Benny Quash is coming up. He's a comedian. We worked together once in Austin, Minnesota. The Mecca of comedy. Both doing real great. Also coming up is Tanny Irving. We worked together a couple times. Once in the casino, then later at a very small community center. So I look forward to our gig in a fucking birthday bouncy castle. And some other fuckers in the house. I think Mark Slamby's going to come up here, the owner of Goonies. If you know him, he's got like the spirit of a little boy trapped inside the body of a middle-aged lesbian. But now I'm John Russell, the shaved Yeti of comedy. What can I say about you that doesn't squarely focus on your weight? You're right, David. They just kind of turned on the fat jokes. Usually I don't respect men with ponytails. I want to get serious here for a second. About the fall of 2012, I got divorced. And decided I wanted to go back into comedy. I hadn't done comedy in years. I lived in my hometown of St. Ansgar, Iowa. And I decided, well, there's an open mic at Goonies, a fucking hour away in Rochester, but it's the closest thing to civilization that there was. I'm like, I'm going to go up and do 5 minutes. I came in, I was nervous as hell. I hadn't done comedy in years. Every open mic I'd been to was always cold, very hard to kind of get in with the group. And I walk in, and there's this fucking bear of a guy sitting there with the list, and I walk in, you can call ahead to put your name on the list. So I'm like, hi, I'm Logan Nielsen. And he just turned to me, and he was just like, hi, I'm John. Tell me everything about you. And we talked until the mic started. And then after the mic was done, I felt really good. I had a really good set for not doing it for like 3 years. Felt pretty good. I walked back there, didn't really know anybody. John walks up to me, and I say, hey, thanks for getting me up. And he said, come with me. And we walked to the back. He introduces me to Mark, the owner of Goonies here. And he never said anything to me, but he just turned to Mark and just goes, this guy needs to feature here. This guy needs to go up and perform here. He needs to feature and host the weekend for you. And I was thrilled. I didn't think at all I was going to get an opportunity to perform at this amazing fucking club, let alone show that I could do it after the first 5 minutes I ever did here. And because of that introduction, then Mark had me feature more, and then John had me do the Four for the Funny, which used to be a showcase on the first Tuesday of the month. You guys fucking remember?
Love Four for the Funny. It's such a good show.
People who had never got done to do real time, just do 30 minutes, and it was fucking invigorating. You might everybody know. It's fantastic. Because of that, Mark asked me to feature here, and then because of that work, I got to start working. I got to start working with a comedy agency and started making money doing comedy. I've been doing that for about the last 4 years, and I couldn't have done it if it wasn't for this man.
That was fun to watch.
That's awesome.
And that's true, man. That the story I tell in that first time I came to Goonies, I mean that changed my life. Like I was nervous to go up there, and then I did it, and you were so welcoming, and so I've told people for years too that the Goonies open mic spoiled me, because you ran a great show because you'd make your own lineup and you'd set it up how you like it and just make a really great showcase. And then, you were always so welcoming. You were never rude to anybody. You were never cold. You were never like, oh, I don't know you, so I'm going to ice you out a little bit.
Don't get me wrong. I wanted to be. Oh, you got no idea how much I wanted to be.
But yeah,
it's, you know what?
That was really good to see.
The thing about it is, it's like, and it's funny because I said this too, like at the end of the roast when I was talking about everybody, you and I remember that first night a lot different. Because I don't remember. I mean, I think I probably had you go up and talk to Mark, but I don't remember exactly what I said. But I mean, it's like you were funny right out of the gate.
I mean, and I'm sure you don't remember it as much because it wasn't a huge deal for you. For me, it was huge because I hadn't done stand up in years. Yeah, and that was maybe my second time back on stage after years. And back when I'd done it before, I was only trying it here and there.
Yeah.
And so you went up and just said, "Hey, this guy should." I mean, because you got me booked to MC a weekend after my first time being there. That night, you got me booked to MC. So it's like. I know you said that way too, but it's like, why would you remember it the same way? It wasn't a life-changing night for you like it was for me. So,
yeah. I'll tell you, it's
sorry for swearing so much in that roast clip too. I had drank a lot of whiskey by that.
You know
point,
what, dude?
So...
I'll be honest.
So that's to the audience.
I haven't watched that in such a long time.
I don't know if I've ever watched it actually.
I think that's the most I've ever heard you say that word ever.
Well, yeah.
Like for any long stretch of time for 7-8 months.
And I curse on stage, but it's like that was I I was drinking a lot of whiskey just because I was back there. Was a bunch of pals sitting in the back, and so I was,
Yeah.
and then we were getting free drinks. So like I was drinking Jack's Coke. I was riffing. All that was all stuff. I maybe had a couple jokes going up there, but that was why too. Like I made the joke at Phil because I'm like, no one wants to say anything about Phil. So like I literally wrote. So when I'm riffing and I have a lot of whiskey in me, I need that as a comma more.
Exactly.
That word just fills space. But
and just to explain to people that are watching that may not know Phil, Phil Sweargle is an awesome guy, and he's got brittle bone disease. Mm-hmm. And he came to the open mic first to watch, and then he kind of wanted to do it. And I will say David Harris is one of the guys that kind of talked him in. And I'm like, absolutely, we come on up. We'll figure out how to get it done. And but Philip has a great sense of himself, and absolutely. See, at the open mic, I would make fun of him, and people would turn on me immediately, and Phil would just laugh his ass off.
I remember when I made the joke. I remember him and his family all laughed really loud. I think one of them was in that clapping. I kind of remember that happening just because I think Phil wanted to have some jokes, because it's a roast. You want everybody to roast each other, but one of my biggest regrets is though that night I came up with a great joke to say, but I couldn't do it because it was after somebody else. So I remember somebody went up. I remember who, but I won't say who. But they went up and just kept saying you were not funny, and that's all they said. They kept saying John's not funny, John's not funny. and the joke I came up with that was I just would go, boy, isn't that the pot calling the kettle hack? And I'm so I came with. I'm like, God, that's such a good joke, and I can't do it. I have to follow that person to work, but.
And I'll tell you what, if you're watching and you want to watch that entire thing, again, it's from 2016. I'll tell you this: some of the stuff is inside. Most of it's at my expense. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. If you can make it through all the way to the end, I do a fantastic job at the end. By the way,
of course you do.
I'm not going to show it to you now, but I'll put the
just take his word for it.
I mean, here's the thing. I'll put the link down in the comments and on whatever platform we're on. I'll try to anyway. And then you can look at it for yourself if you want to.
I was genuinely worried to watch that. And so now two things happen. One, I'm kind of embarrassed how I was laughing at my own jokes because I didn't remember what jokes I told. But two, I really liked it. It took me back to, it was nice to see the old place too.
Even though the place was closing, that was one of the happiest nights down there.
I had so much fun that night. That night was such a wonderful time, and it was surrounded by old friends, and some of whom I didn't even work with. I know from Goonies, I knew from somewhere else, and then we all kind of But you were always a person too. When I worked with anybody from Minnesota, it'd be like, oh well, John Russell's a friend of mine, or I started at Goonies. Oh, John, so you've tied a lot of people together too.
Yeah. I'll say for me, it was fun. Not because it was me. I mean, it was. We could have roasted Goonies. I mean, to be honest, but goddamn, Andy Fisher wanted me up there. But the point being that it was nice for me because I got to just sit up there on the stage, and then I didn't have to do anything. I got to pay attention to what everybody else was doing. Yeah. One of the funniest parts of that, and then I'll put it up here, and it happens fairly quickly into the thing. Well, that's kind of your deal. I mean, that's what, Andy, when you and I go on the road, that's what we do. It's a 3-hour trip. We talk trash 3 hours.
Andy talks trash when he's trying to compliment you.
I know, because you're son of an asshole, but I do like this about you. But anyway,
I give Andy shit anytime. Like he immediately wants to criticize your joke. He never wants to say that was funny. He only wants to criticize it.
It's the beautiful part about it is that
I look forward to doing it to him. Should I pay attention to one of his jokes someday?
Yeah, well then Andy put the whole thing together, came up with the whole idea, and then just didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Which is the kind of guy that Andy Fisher is.
Because I remember Mark asked me, he just got a hold of me, and I think I was going to happen to be in town that weekend, so I came out a day early.
I love it.
That was good.
My favorite part about one of my favorite parts over there, I have a lot of favorite parts about that when I watch it back. One of my favorite parts is Jeff Larson, and you mentioned him. You guys, you got to watch because Jeff Larson brings a boombox up to do his bits. And you think, oh, well, he's going to play some background music or something. No. His punchline is a line from a song. And he has apparently got the line to the song all lined up, ready to go. All he has to do is push the button play. And he doesn't push that button. He pushes the button to open the lid. And it is the funniest thing. And then he's going to go and he's going to do another one. The same kind of, it's like, was it, first of all, it wasn't, and God love Jeff. God love Jeff.
I love to. That is just the most like Jeff Larson thing.
It's like, it is so him. And he pushes the button and the lid flops up. And he gets it all fixed. I don't remember that, but that's so funny. God, dude. And then he gets it fixed. He gets it fixed and he pushes the button and it plays the line. But now it's useless, right? It's not funny. But then he has another one, and it's the same kind of thing, apparently, where he's gonna play a different song lyric this time. And he goes to push the button and it opens the lid again. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. But it's just one of my favorite things ever.
I don't remember it happening, but I have to go back and watch that because I'm sure that killed. I'm sure you can probably hear me cackling in the back.
Oh my gosh. But I think everybody was laughing and they were laughing. And it's almost like if he would do that as an act, people would think, oh my God, that is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't his act. That was just real life. Anyway, that was a lot of fun back then. And
that was so fun.
Oops, sorry. I'll post that up there in the links. And if you want to watch the whole thing, please feel free to. If you want to watch 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if you want to you can go through. Everybody's up there about 5-7 minutes somewhere, depending on what level comic they are. And you can. It's on Vimeo, and I'll put the link up. And I think everybody can get on it. And you can just you can skip through people if you don't want to, or if you're like, I don't like that, go move on. But I'm at the end, and when I'm coming up because there's this big chunk of black screen where it's like the camera's pointed at the table or away or something, and that's when Mark Clampy is talking, and so you can swing it back around and watch me. And I'll be honest, I love doing it. And I think I talked about everybody. I don't know if I did talk about you. There's some people I forgot when I was trying to be nice to everybody. But anyway,
there's quite a few people. That was because mine I went probably a little towards the end. I think there was a few after me. So it's like I also in that one I referenced some things that had been said earlier. So if you do watch the whole thing, some will come to make sense. But that was really fun. I was worried when you said you were going to play that. I was like, crap. That was a pleasure to watch. So thank you for playing that. I actually really enjoyed watching that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, other than that, well, another hour has gone by or close to it.
Awesome.
Man. I had fun having you on with me, man.
I had fun, man. Anytime you want me to do this, the excuse to talk to you is great. And especially if it's, getting other people to join in and I don't know, forget about stuff. And
I don't know if Andy's still watching, but Andy, if you're still watching, next Friday, why don't we do a Friday free for all?
The three of us?
Yeah, the three of us.
Oh, I'd be in that.
I think that'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
If you want to do that, Andy, make a comment, make it fast. I know there's a delay. But if you say yes now, you can do it. Otherwise, then I have to send you shit and perfect.
That sounds fun. That'll be fun.
I think that will be a good time. So next week it'll be the three of us.
Yeah.
On Friday. Friday is a good day for me to relax because I've already had a full week of doing nothing.
Right.
And so really I gotta wind down.
Then. Yeah.
Gotta wind down.
Gotta come down from all the nothing.
Yeah, we could do that too, man. That'd be fun. I can tell you this. Here's the hard part about it. I can guarantee you this. We can play those YouTube clips on Facebook. They get pulled down immediately from YouTube because YouTube's got a really strict
algorithm
filter,
thing. Yeah,
algorithm, and it can track down the music. and it can track down the video. Because I've had both. Some people know I do a wrestling show every week on Tuesday night, and we've tried to show clips. And the only thing that we can really show are things that are fan shot, like on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Because if we show things that look anything like the actual television product, it gets pulled down immediately.
Oh, well, so sorry if this didn't help.
That's okay, because here's why. The difference is
the video clip's not actually in it.
Well, yeah, in your background, it's not the prominent thing, so it's not going to see it.
Well, in this too, this is a rip from something else. This wouldn't even be the original person.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah,
thing.
but
this is a 10-hour nonsense cut.
Either way, that's less than 50% of the screen.
Oh, that's true.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if because I've seen other people do this. If it's less than 50% of the screen, you can get away with it. If we do something, and I can get us all, so we're all three on the side, and whatever we look at is in the middle over where you are. But the problem is that the large picture ends up being more than 50%, and that's where the let's MS Mystery Science Theater Pornhub stuff.
That would be gross.
My mom will tune in for that. That's not gonna fly. But yeah, we'll figure out something. I'll find something. We can do something. I don't know what it is, but I think that's a great idea, Eddie. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. Maybe you guys can Mystery Science Theater 3000 my me burning off my skin tags. That'd be fun. You guys can commentate on it.
If you're gonna have me watch that, I'm gonna need some sort of some sort of monetary.
You can drink.
Oh, I can drink. All right, sure. I'll drink
have a couple of drinks during it.
Burn up skin tags.
I don't think there's a problem with that. But I will say big news. I last weekend I didn't do any. Well, I did one. I hung out for a while on Sunday, just by myself to see if my sister would actually show up, and she didn't.
She didn't show up. Okay, because I missed it, and I was like, "Dang, did I miss the live stream?"
You didn't miss anything good. It was just me, and I think I was on maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Just people were on. They said hello. I might do that again tomorrow, but on Sunday at 1:00, I'm excited because my dear friend and absolutely fantastic comedian Mark Poulos is going to join me at 1:00.
And you guys do a lot of stuff together, so that's
we do.
That'll be a good back and forth.
It'll be a lot of fun. He and I get along great. We've got a great chemistry. We used to do Live from My Garage. We used to do One Step from the Spotlight podcast, which is actually pretty freaking awesome. If you don't know where that is, it's done and over. I think we did 17 episodes, but it was scripted. So it was more a radio show than a podcast. But it is character driven. And it's funny. If I'm honest, it's really funny, and did not get any love from anybody.
That's everything I've ever made, buddy.
There you go. But so he'll be on Sunday at 1:00, and I can tell you that we'll go probably as long as he wants to, as long as he can, or as long as we're having fun, kind of like we do with this stuff.
Yeah. Is that at 1:00 again too?
It'll be 1:00.
Nice.
So, if you're like me, folks, I just wake up at like 10:30 and say, should I take a shower? No. And so nobody can tell, I don't think. Here, I'm gonna pop us up closer. Oh. I'm getting some whiskers. Yeah, move over a little bit there. I'm getting some whiskers.
I showered just before this.
Well, good for you. Your hair's laying down very nicely.
There's a couple days scruff coming in already. Yeah, I can grow. The whole beard will be back in like a week and a half. But
yeah, you're a fast beard grower.
My beard grows in fast. It doesn't then get super huge, but it comes in quick.
Yeah, mine is going to be, if I let it in, it'll be all white, and I'm like, I don't want to have a beard.
How thick of a beard? Because if you had a full white beard, that would be kind of great.
To be honest,
a little bit.
To be honest, I haven't had one in a while. It's pretty thick. But yeah, I don't like the Santa Claus business.
I get that. I understand that it gets a little Santa Clausy, but man, if you could, because when you see people who have like the real white facial hair, and it's just a nice. I don't know. That's a good look if it's nice and thick.
It used to be reddish on the sides, and around here it was white.
Okay.
And then I would grow it out really long here, and I was a scary looking bastard.
I mean, I would love to see that again. That could be 21 on your list.
I'm still looking to get rehired by corporate companies.
Yeah, well,
probably, but I got 2 weeks, so.
And you can get hired by corporations for Christmas events now.
Wouldn't pay when I'm getting paid. Plus, I wouldn't get to fly around. Gotta love that stuff. Anyway, all right, Logan, thanks, man.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
I love having you on. You're a good guy, and folks, if you're watching and you don't already have Logan Nielsen on your friends list, look him up, and I'll put that link to the roast down there if you feel like you want to watch it. Otherwise, I may go on tomorrow at 1. Hello and goodbye.
That's my mom. She just texted me, "You shaved."
Well, see, this is also a news program.
Yep.
That's news to her.
News.
That's news to her, and you made it. But I may be on tomorrow. I don't know. But with Mark Poulos at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Nice.
And then Logan will be back with me and Andy Fisher as well next week on Friday. Monday, I've got D'Angelo Funches.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Tuesday, I've got Nathan Timmel.
Oh, Nathan's great.
Yeah, Nathan is awesome. Just had a new album out, so we'll talk about that a little bit.
I love working with him.
Oh my gosh, he is fantastic. He's one of the nicest guys.
Yeah.
And to give you an idea what a great guy this guy is. I had a show that I was doing monthly in Austin at the VFW. He came up. Bye, Carol. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. He came up to do the show. I didn't have a whole lot to pay people, so he came up to headline for $200, but he sold way more than that in t-shirts. And I didn't have a room for him, and he drove up from Iowa City. So, I mean, my hat is always off to that guy. He is one of the.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't know, because this is one of my favorite experiences when I have this as a comic, and I had it a couple of years ago with him, which I love. When you get to a show that you're working and you didn't know that the headliner or feature is somebody you know.
Yeah.
And so you get walking and go like, oh my God. And so I had it with him. We ended up being on a run together in Wisconsin. And we didn't know it till I got there. Someone's like, oh, the headliner's in the room. And I go in there. I'm like, oh, it's Nathan. And then it was so great. And we got lunch the next day. It immediately made the weekend 10 times better than it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I got to spend it with a guy I liked, who I think is genuinely funny. And he's a guy I did one of my first benefit gigs when I was 5 months into stand up.
Yeah.
It was at Goonies, and it was for an Alzheimer's association, and it was all old ladies. And Mark had booked before. I'd never done one of these, and I was still getting used to doing 30s. And he had told me, he's like, you might want to keep it kind of clean, because it's a corporate thing and whatever. So I went really clean, and I was even overthinking. I'm like, oh, this is a joke about being forgetful. Should I do that? Was being really harsh on material. And so I went up there and I did meh for 25 minutes, real meh. Nathan Timmel went up there. His immediate first joke is an Alzheimer's joke. Immediately makes destroys, annihilates the room. And then he did such a blue 45 minutes. He was so dirty and leveled the place. And that was one of those huge moments in stand-up for me when I was looking at it oh, no matter what the venue says, do what the audience wants.
Yeah.
Because I think he was watching me up there knowing, no, this is what they want. They want this to be called out, and then they want blue humor. And he leveled that place. So that's one of those things. Anytime I'm in a situation like that, people will try to give you kind of rules. And depending on, I try my best, but sometimes if the people all want it, because then guess what? You're going to get good reviews back. They're going to book again. Yeah. They're going to spend a bunch of money on food and booze. So that was huge for me. So Nathan is someone I've looked up to since starting stand up. I thoroughly enjoy him.
He's one of the first guys that I worked on the road with Funny Business. He did a benefit for the Democratic Committee of Olmsted County down in Rochester, and it was I mean, I did okay, but he just killed him, and he was calling him. I mean, he was very political and just
he's a very political guy. Yeah.
Just killing him.
Yeah,
and it was something really beautiful to watch.
Yeah,
but anyway,
he's hilarious. He'll
be with me on Tuesday, and we'll talk about his album and many other things. But he's got, I don't know how many books he's written as well. So Nathan Timmel,
he's a prolific dude.
He really is. But having said that, folks, we will see you maybe tomorrow. And this is how I talk like drama. I'm gonna see you maybe tomorrow, maybe not. But if I do, I'll see you.
Thanks, everybody.
Mark Poulos on Sunday. We'll see you later, guys.